How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone's day's been going well. The Cincinnati Reds off to a rather hot start. Now remember, started 0-1. There was a little bit of panic. The Reds have now won 5 in a row, and the offense has just been on absolute fire. With the exception of Votto and Suarez, everyone on his team's batting over 300. Jonathan India has been more than impressive. And boy, does he look like he could be something special for this team. A guy the Reds have desperately been looking for. Someone that is just a contact, drive the runners in. It doesn't need to be home run or bust type of hitter when there's guys on base, guys in scoring position. So far, 10 ribbies through 6 games for Jonathan India. This Reds outfield, Naquin, Senzel, Castellanos batting a combined .375 on the season, 8 home runs, 22 RBIs between those guys. That's not including Winker, who's missed some time, of course, as well. And then you got Aquino, who's got 2 dingers, batting .300 off of the bench. That leaves the Reds in quite the interesting spot because, as we know, Shogo Akiyama is going to be returning to the lineup here in the near future. And there's just, fact of the matter is, not enough real estate out in that field for all these guys to play. So what do you do with them? 1, I think Blandino is the guy that gets sent down to make room. 2, it's great that Naquin has gotten off to this hot start and appeared to really be getting, things going in the right direction back in 2019 before the ACL injury. But I don't think he came to this Cincinnati Reds team. I don't think they brought him here as a guy they expected to be an everyday starter on this roster. I think my biggest concern here, and I think it's what derailed the Reds last year, was very outspoken about it. If you've been following us now long enough, thank you if you have, but is the fact that David Bell was very big last year, that was on bringing guys in, give them 2 at-bats, bench them, bring in somebody else. He'd do this every game. 2, 3 guys, 2, 3, 4 guys. You look at the scorecard, box scorecard at the end of the game. You didn't see other teams doing it, but boy, did he do that a lot last year with this Cincinnati Reds team, where there's a lot of guys getting 2 ABs, getting days off, 2 ABs, days off, and he'd bench them. And it is so difficult. We've talked about this before, again, harping on it again. It's so difficult in a game of rhythm, a game of getting in the groove that, baseball is. Once you get hot, you're hot. You want to ride that streak. It is hard to get into that rhythm when you're consistently playing half a game. You're not playing every day, and you're consistently getting swapped out. Even after a good start, a good outing, you get benched. We've seen it. The Reds had, 16 guys through 4 games last season, had multiple ABs. 16 batters. Think about that. This season, to no coincidence, the Reds have 13 batters that have seen a plate appearance so far through 6 games. Obviously, no DH in there, changes a little bit up, but at the same time, let's keep in mind, your bench ain't that big. So with the exception of Suarez, and again, the Winker, your bench or catcher every year, and they get a lot more off days. Besides those exceptions there, everybody's played in every game. That's your everyday starters. They're averaging 4 plate appearances as well so far this season. Again, opposed to the 2 last season. And is that a coincidence? I don't think so. This is a very talented ball club. There's a reason to be optimistic about this Reds batting lineup. Now, are they going to bat out of their minds like this the entire season? No chance. No team is. It's hard to, you're not going to maintain that. You have your hot streaks, your cold streaks. That's not being a negative Nance. That's just how baseball and the law of averages work. But there's a lot of guys on this team to be excited about. A lot of guys that can maintain a solid 270 plus batting average and keep this team a solid offense throughout the season. And I think all that needs to stay, though. I think the Reds need to stay in this play everybody every day, give them their at-bats, have your consistent starters game. Rule, game. We're calling it both. It needs to stay, period. And I think for that reason, if David Bell can't control himself when Shogo comes back, or if he can't control himself here, that's when you start talking about possibly trading a Shogo. Do you trade Shogo? I think you do. It may be not even Shogo, but another outfielder. I think you really have to look down that route of moving one of these pieces. Because as we know, the Reds aren't this big market team, and they proved that this offseason when they shed a lot of that cap. They're a team that needs to recoup, and they need to build this farm system to their best of their abilities to continue to flourish and build a solid contending team year in and year out. And I think this is one of those cases when you have a plethora of one position, you have to try to move some of those guys or a guy to go out there and, again, recoup some of those prospects, build the farm system up for the future. And again, when you look at this potential of a trade, you say worst case scenario, you're looking at still having, what, Aquino and Naquin coming in off the bench. 2 more than capable guys. I'm okay with that. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.